Hi everyone, can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, good.
Good.
Okay. All right. So thank you for joining. It's another amazing session we are looking forward to have today. So thank you all for joining. On behalf of Scenario Academy, I'd like to welcome everyone. My name is Taiwo Ayeri. I'm a data consultant, data and BI consultant. By profession, I simply don't have, I don't know so much about finance, but I definitely know debit and credit, especially the credit side of it. So I would like to welcome you once again on behalf of Scenario Academy. What I'll just quickly do, because of the little time we have for our session and there's so many things that we have to do, I will simply, run through the agenda. And just before I do that, the session is actually themed financial modeling and business valuation. And we will be looking at how to build, how to leverage flexible approach to building monthly operational financial model. So once again, welcome. As we have an amazing experience with Victor today. To quickly read out the housekeeping, the agenda, we have the housekeeping rule, which I'm going to quickly read out. Give you a bit of introduction into the community that the academy is building, as well as the faculty, within 5 minutes, and then we can I hand over to Victor for his session. Once Victor is done with the session, I'm sure in between the session you can always ask questions. But we also have the chance to, throw some questions at him after his session. And then we can, wrap up. We can come back to discuss, some of the training options that we have as academy for you, should you be interested in anything data and finance trainings. Then we also have partners who will be speaking to us. Someone from EduBank will be speaking to us about their product called EduBank, which allows you to train now and pay small. And then we close out with selfie. Really looking forward to, keeping it short and simple today. So to quickly read out the housekeeping rules, just ensure that your, mic is mute at all time. Stay present. You can always raise your hand if you have any question to ask. You can also use the chat box. Also the session will be recorded. Should you, look forward to replaying the session, the recording is going to be shared with you. So that being said, just a quick overview of what we do as a community. I introduced myself earlier as Taiwo, and I lead the faculty at Scenario Academy. We established Scenario Academy in 2019, and we were pretty much a group of data and tech experts who came together to see how we can help the people to pivot into data analytics or software engineering. And ever since then, we've been able to build a community, and that has helped a lot of people. We pretty much help individuals as well as organizations who possibly look forward to leverage analytics, or people who are looking forward to transition from their current role into data analytics, or and also maybe leveraging some financial skills to for their career growth, as well as businesses who are looking to turbocharge their business with both finance and data skills for their employees. We pretty much have experienced faculty. We are pretty much all experts who lead the team, who lead the business and the team. Our clients also, we've been able to work with several brands, and a few of them are First Bank, Chrysalis Capital, Green Africa, and a couple of other top brands that we've been able to work with. So that being said, a few of our competitive advantages that we are pretty much one of the very few training institute who offer both physical and online classes, in Lagos. Lagos, our physical classes are in Lagos, but our online classes are accessible from anywhere in the world. We pretty much have experts or consultants from different who has been able to work in different domains, and they bring in so much of different domain expertise into the training. One of the things we also have noticed from our experiences is that learning can always be very difficult for adults. So one of the things we've been able to do is to integrate gamification into all of our learning approach. And then one of the other advantage, or some of the things that stands us out, is that we actually stay with you and not just train and let you go. We stay with you, offer you opportunity for internship, and continue to keep you within our community to handhold you. Then we also offer references, and every quarter we bring together our alumni community to engage and bring industry experts or thought leaders to engage them hands-on. So that being said, I think that brings me to introducing the facilitator of today's session. His name is Victor Ogundele. I'll just quickly run through some of his career history as well as the education history. Victor is a certified financial modeler and corporate finance trainer. He is a Microsoft MVP in Microsoft Excel and other office suites. In terms of his career, he's currently a senior valuation and financial modeling analyst at Deloitte. Prior to joining Deloitte, he was working as a senior investment banking analyst at FBN Quest. Victor has also worked with David Brown Consulting before joining FBN Quest as the lead financial modeler, analyst, as well as a corporate trainer. So Victor started his career as a financial accountant at Grand Valley Hotel. And then he later joined Salman Wright Consulting as a financial modeler and analyst. And then later, move on to join BPI Advisory as associate financial advisor. He has also, during his early, career days, he was opportune to intern at JP Morgan and KPMG. In terms of education, he's an alumnus of Obafemi Awolowo University. And then when it comes to interest and awards, I know he simply has so many of that. He has over 15 licenses and certifications, which includes being FMI certified, FMVA certified in corporate finance modeling, IBCS certified in data presentation, as well as Wall Street Mojo certified in project finance modeling. In 2023, he was awarded the Financial Modeling Trainer of the Year globally by Full Stack Financial Modeling. He has trained over 5,000 personnel in financial modeling, and one of the exciting things that he's done is that he's competed in at the top level of Excel competition, and he seems to have been able to come out among the top 16 globally. So this is just a few of Victor's profile, and without wasting too much of our time, and based on all that we still have left to do. I would like to hand over to Victor now. Victor, I hope you can hear me. Hi, Victor.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Oh, perfect. So over to you, Victor.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for that. Okay, this is all about me. When I got all this, all right. But thanks so much for putting this together. I think I'm more than impressed. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me try and share my screen. Thank you. All right, so please confirm that you can hear me clearly.
We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay, all right. So
We can hear you from your side.
yeah, all right. Thank you. I hope I look as much as I appear in the picture. I think that picture was taken a few years ago. Now, the boy is great. All right. So thank you, everyone, and welcome to the session. We keep it straight and we go straight into what we'll be doing today. And I also believe you can see my screen as well, so I'm sure I'm sharing this. So also note that this session is being recorded. This the video will be made available to everyone. So what I want you to do now is focus, try and see what I'm doing. I think I practice what I preach, so simplicity, simplicity and professionalism. That's more like my approach. So there won't be anything complex, straight to the point. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to switch off my video so that we'll be able to concentrate and just focus on the slide and also listen to my voice. If you have any question, let's drop that in the chat box. Once again.
Yeah, sorry, Victor. I heard that your voice is quite low. Is there a way you could adjust?
Is it low? Well, can you hear me clearly from your own end?
Yeah, it's quite low, but it looks like it's getting better. Well, I'm sure it could be better.
Okay. Can you hear clearly now?
Yeah, I think it's better now.
Okay.
Yeah, your voice is louder now.
Okay, let me put in my headset again. Let's check. Sorry about that. What about now?
Yes.
It's better
That's good.
clearly. Okay, all right. All right, so let me switch on my video so that we can concentrate on the slide, right, my screen and my voice. So once again, welcome. And today we want to discuss flexible approach to building operational financial model. That is, I'll just show you a more flexible approach when it comes to you building monthly model. That's one. The second thing is, why do I need to build monthly model? Because most times, what we tend to, the output of our model are usually the annual output. So why do I need this monthly model of the thing? Let's get started. As I've always said, that we have to approach when it comes to financial model. Because this one thing I want you to understand. A financial model is not all about the artistical part. It's not that you just go into Excel, put values together, and you leave it there. No. It's all about business and how we transfer that business into figures, which, if you take a look at it, apply common sense. If I'm saying something is a picture and realistic of what they do day by day, right? Monthly, can go as granular as we want when it comes to period. And here I am, I'm building a yearly thing. I should be able to put that business operations at least to a minimum extent, which is the monthly period. So as to be able to capture what they do on daily basis. Now, most times it's very, very difficult. And one of the reasons why most modeler usually run away from it is because of how stressful it can be. So let's get started. As the saying goes, failing to plan is planning to fail. I know that would be like, okay, what does this has to do with building a monthly model? In other words, if you flip it the other way around, business can still plan and still fail. As I said, it's all about business. You can still plan and still fail. Now, someone would think, okay, maybe it's not being well executed. It could be, it might not. You can even have the strategies well laid out and well incorporated, but the business still fail. However, I want you to know that 80% of the reason why most businesses fail can actually be avoided. Either startup, either existing business, even a corporate organization, just that already established organizations understand all these techniques and they apply it. Though most times the pressures, they try to transfer the pressure to the management personnel. So 80% of the failure of business would be avoided. And if you understand this concept, you as a modeler, because you need to know that as a modeler, you are wearing so many caps. So you don't just limit your work to put the values in Excel and leave it there. No. You need to test, does it make sense? The reasonability, what is achievable? Now, let's now take a look at the concepts. If these concepts, if we understand it in this manner, it could have saved so many businesses. And you know what? We, the accountant and the financial modeler, we contribute to this. Now, by the time we get to the practical aspect of it, you will see the reason why I said with accountant and financial modeler, we also contribute to this failure. In any kind of business you do, you know that there's one king in every business. There's only one king. I don't know how you want to spell it out. And most time I usually encourage anyone that, see, if you want to be a sound financial modeler or a sound professional when it comes to finance, you need to understand how bank operates. Like bank. If you can understand how bank operates, you understand the whole system that kind of govern this world. You understand any kind of business. And that's why you go to bank, you want to borrow.
So this week, person to come. Next week, instead of person to come. Exactly. And then I did it, not even in 4 hours, I think 10 to 4. But even the 10 to 4 now.
So maybe you might want to note everyone. Okay, thanks for that. So cash is the king. You go to bank, I want to borrow loan. Bank will tell you, bring your cash flow. Now, income statements, because of standard here and there, because of our accrual basis, yes, you can make up your profits and tell you and say that, you know what, your business is profitable. You can go to your balance sheet, do it the way you want, standard, saying this, incorporate it, and it's looking so robust. But you know what? Cash is cash. Is either you have it, you don't have it. And in finance, right, it's from our basis when you want to, when we are saying return. So if you go and meet investors, right, someone that is financially inclined, you are measuring returns. The fact that you are saying 20% in return, if it does not translate into cash, it's not making sense. You're saying I'm making this profit. If the profit is not translating into cash, it's not making sense. They're saying I'm growing, and if that growth is not being transferred into cash, it's not making sense. And that's why when it comes to business valuation, we only focus on the cash element that the business can generate in the future or has generated in the past. Even if you are using assets kind of approach, basically you are saying if you take these assets if you take this business outside today and you want to sell it, how much will someone be willing to pay for it? Now, everything in the business surrounds this guy. And now, fundamentals of accounting, there's something we call our real framework. which encompass our revenue, right, expense, the business assets, and the funding and liabilities. So all of these, so starting from assets, revenue, you manage your costs, you source your funding, the liabilities, and then the last one, which is the net working capital. All these, right, they are built around cash, because that's the whole story. When you are dealing with business, they'll tell you that, hey, it's not about money, then just forget it. Which means all the discussion, if you drag this, drag that, drag this, drag this, if it's not ending in cash, it's not making sense, because that is the business. This is the king in every business, in any organization, even non-governmental organization. Now, element of the business has also been incorporated to impact cash. Now, 3 elements of business. The first one is what we call cash. Is the king. You cannot operate without it. The second one is system. Now, and that's why you see that organization at times will decide to set up a strategy unit. That's their homework. So this is the vision of our business. This is the goal of our business, right? This is the procedure of the business. This is our own branding. This is our business model. See, all this is built around cash. In other words, any part of your business needs to be measured against cash, because that's the last result when you are dealing with business. You build your income statement, your balance sheet, your cash flow, and you know the last thing that you link to your balance sheet is the cash. So which means any decision you are making, any plans you are making, everything needs to tie into the figures. And that's why you build a business plan, right? You state, oh, this is how we plan to grow. Then the next thing someone wants to see is, oh, how have you converted this into figures? Oh, we plan to grow like this, grow like this, grow like this. Now, the next thing is, what's this in figures? In our finance or non-finance manager, when we are training the top management personnel, there's something they usually do. Everyone in an organization, there's a way you are tied to the business revenue and the bottom line down to cash. So which means business does not operate in isolation. Everyone is contributing in making sure that we have this king, which is the cash, that serves as a means of return, profit, growth, and valuation. So for a business that focuses more on system and they cannot translate or transfer that system into cash, into figures, then they are automatically set for failure. I cannot be saying, oh, you know what, I expect to grow by 10% this period, grow by 25% this period, and in your figures, it is really not adding up. Right? Then the third one is the team. As I said, measure, hey, this is where you stand in the organization. The next question is, how are you contributing to the business? How are you contributing to both the top line and the bottom line? So in case anything goes wrong in the business, they know that, okay, you know what, we need to remove this guy. We need to remove this guy. It's easy for them to identify who they will remove. So everyone contributes. The plan, the legal, here and there, the branding, the marketing, they all contribute into this business operation. And now, what is your own contribution in the business? What is your role as a financial analyst and also the financial model and even accountant? Okay, please, our admin, I don't know, maybe you want to stop this and annotate people who are joined on the board. Maybe if you can help us clear that.
Yeah.
Okay, so disable animation for others. Yeah, so maybe you can just help us clear this. Okay. Now, what is our own role? One thing you need to understand, business is all about risk. Business is all about risk. How have you managed your business risk? So which means risk historically. And the other one is what? Risk in the future. Now, historical risk are risks that the business has been exposed to, which means you really have no control. Now, most times management usually focus on this guy, which is the historical one, and that's where you see we accountants, financial reporting, they do financial analysis, and they tell you that, oh, you know what, this business was not profitable, and as such, we need to do something. We made loss in the last year. Then the management will start getting angry unnecessarily, right? And you know what they will do? They start saying, oh, you know what, we need to sack this guy. You are not doing your own job. You are not performing your own duty. And in real sense, it could, maybe that's not what they need to do. Now, previously, as I said, management usually focused on this, but lately, the attention has been shifted. I said, okay, you know what has happened in the past has happened. There's really nothing we can do. Now we need to do what? Move straight to the future. And that's when we now have be the financial model in terms of financial forecast and investment evaluation. So in summary, we are saying you should be able to build your model. If management make strategic decision on monthly basis, even if it's weekly basis, even I've seen a case where I had to build a model on weekly basis. If the business make decision monthly basis, they see their budget, they have the variance analysis, they do everything. That means the same thing must also be incorporated into your model. We are really moving into an advanced world, right? And which means management need to be able to follow through everything that is happening in the organization. And that's why I feel so sorry for most business owners, especially the startup, that are really not financially inclined. Because you know what? The first debt that you are going to see will come from the historical guys. Because number one, once they fail to even report your actual risk, that is everything you've done in the business, in figures to you, then you are faced with so many problems. If they fail to report this guy that, hey, you know what, this is how you've managed, you've done 1 year. See, this is the true picture of your business. Now, if they cannot do that, then it becomes a problem. Future wise, right? We should be able to structure our model in such a way that even you as a business owner, as the management personnel, they should build a model, send it to you, and you should be able to do what? Understand the model and pick the model. You should be able to pick, to do what? Sit down with the model and say, oh no, this month, I'm not sure this is possible. Because if we look at previous month, this was not achieved. We look at this. Right? Okay, so someone said they cannot hear me. Is it just the person?
I think it's just the person. We can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay, all right. So maybe you can log out and log in. So yeah, finding it difficult here. Okay, all right. So please, we'd be able to clear this our joining report. I'm not sure I can do that from my end. So I should see the option of clear the something.
Can you check if you can see it? Because I've been trying to look for it, I couldn't find it.
This is looking good. Okay, let me think I've seen that. We're just trying to contribute when we do it. Okay, all right, so okay, all right. So, which means we should be able to do what? Monthly operations. It should go straight into the model as well. As we are saying, it's not just figures. We are modeling the future of the business. Now, as I said, less of talking. I do more of practical. So now let me show you a flexible approach to building a monthly model.
So please, I've never had to even
Not sure. I think this Yusuf Oladele is logged in multiple times. Maybe like just try and remove. Okay, thank you.
So let me mute everyone. It might just mute you as well, so you can unmute yourself.
Unmute. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right. Please do. All right, so let's get started with a blank Excel. Blank Excel. And let's use a simple scenario case. So let's assume I've been approached by a business, right? What does the business do? So let me say production of noodles. Noodles, right? So that's what they are doing. It's just a sample case study. So production of noodles, this is what these guys want to do, right? So everything being equal, I just want to forecast their quantity, the unit they will be selling going forward. Now, as our typical approach when we are building our typical model, we usually just go straight. Oh, maybe in year one, this is the total unit we expect you to do. Then year two, and you forecast that growth. Beautiful. But you know what? We are really moving away from that. There was a period where you build a model, and it's only you that built the model that will be able to even update the model. But no, we really need to help. We need to help our businesses. We need to contribute. Okay, so now let's assume. Let me say this is a base. So let me say I'm taking one of their. So maybe they have different products, right? So let me zoom out so that you can see. So let me call this product line one. Product line one. So maybe the 70, maybe 70 grams, like 40 or something, just something like that, right? And I'm saying I'm starting with what will be the base quantity. What will be the base quantity? Base quantity. That I'm just saying the first month, at least maybe setting up the business, doing marketing here and there, PRO, you've done all those things, right? And you feel that, okay, you know what? Maybe by the time we are starting, the first month, maybe let's start with, the business should be able to sell around 5,000. So let me do let me follow our modeling standards. So whenever you are building your model, you always maintain a good sales style guide. So things that are input and coded, it's very easy for someone to recognize. Okay, now I've seen a monthly model where they will build from January to December, they put one empty column or one empty row. There again for the next 2 years, another empty row. Then it becomes, and I just sit down and I imagine how long will it take someone to build that kind of model? Right? Efficiency is very, very important. Now, most people will also be like, oh, do I need to now split out the months, like from, let's say I'm building for 5 years, I'll now split everything from month 1 to month 60. Then the workbook is just too wide. No, you don't need to do that, because that also consumes time, and it even make it very difficult for your users to be able to even do that update. Now, here, I'm going to put my year here. So let's assume our forecast is starting in 2024. Or just assume we are in 2023. So 2024. So let me increase this by 1, this plus 1, right? And up to 5 years. I think yes, this should be 5 years. Good. Right? Then up here, let's assume I have my January, which will be my first month. So with this, let me drag this. So that is autofill will complete it. Yes. So here, so which means what I'm saying here is this 2024, this is January 2024, this is February 2024, this is March 2024. So which means it's very easy for them to just do few updates. Right? So January 2024, so you can see January 2025, February. Now I want to build this. So this is, so we are saying the base quantity, they will start in the first month, 5,000. Right? Now we now want to see how they will grow. So let me put this in this font, right? And definitely this will be a percent. So let me put this in percent. So in the first month, definitely there won't be any growth, because we are saying this 5,000 represents our base, which will be what they are going to sell in the first month. So in this other month, let me just put fictitious assumptions here, right? So maybe 2.5. In the next year, right, they will be doing maybe, let's just put 3%. In the following month, maybe I'll just put it as 1.9 on average. So here, just put 2%, and then here I'll just put maybe 1.5%. Now, right? So if I come here and I put, and let me just complete the average. So if I do the average, like this. So this is what I'm getting. So I'm saying, oh, you know what? On average, in the first year, this is what we are going to have. Year 2 on monthly on average. Now, what it will do? It's easy for the management for you to even sit down, because you see, yes, after the modeler has done his work, that's where you, the owner of the business, also need to sit down. Right? By the time the business starts operating, you should be able to come back to your model and impute what you are able to achieve in that model, so that it kind of gives you, okay, this is where I wanted to be, this is where I am. Now, how do I get to move into the future? How do I model the reality of it? Okay, yeah, so as I said, please just try and look at my screen, understand, listen to my voice. This will be shared with us so that you'll be able to practicalize on your own. Yeah. So, which means with this, it's easy for them. Maybe by the time they start the business operation, they realize that maybe in months, in the first year, maybe the first 3 months, they even manage, maybe they did not even sell anything. Then they decide to put this as 0%. Right? They start making another plan. Okay, you know what? We thought we would be able to even sell maybe 5%, this percent in this year. So it's easy for them to be able to insert it. Now, when you are dealing with modeling, there's a concept, there's something we call 3S concept in financial modeling, which we call, yes, we give you access to the recording. Yes, we stated that from the start. So 3S, number 1, story. There should always be story. Whenever you are building a model, as I said, it's a business, it's the operation, it's our, oh, this is our marketing plan, this is our strategy plan, this is how we plan to grow, this is this, this is that. Now, we need to translate that into figures. So which means that story must be there. So if I'm saying the business will grow 2.5% in April, what if they decide to, maybe something happened, then this period they start picking up and they just jump to 10%. This can happen, especially for a startup. So story, you need to tell the story. Now, different story, you need to be able to structure that story very well. And during that structuring, you need to also be able to create different scenarios. Now, the next question is, hey, if I want to build the model for the client, I'm sure you don't want to ask your clients, can you give me your expected monthly growth? I'm sure they really don't have that time. In fact, they believe that in financial modeler, you are a magician, you should be able to come up with that. Then the next question, you open your model, you present to the client, and the first question the client asks you, where did you get 3%? Why 1%? Why not 7%? Why not 20%? You know, that kind of funny thing. And that's why most people just say, no, let me stick with the yearly one. And I ask them, hey, what's your expected yearly growth? And they go, oh, maybe we hope to grow by 20% in year 1, and year 1, year 2, year 3 ahead. So just incorporate that. Now, you can also have that. And you know, the reason, the whole concept of financial modeling is to be able to remove human input and drive the model using what? Some statistical tools, some macroeconomic data. Right? Now, in relation to that, let's now look at another example. So this one, we're saying we want to be able to send this to the manager, and management should be, as they progress in their business, they should be able to put in their actual, and that should help guide them, okay, you know what, maybe this is not realistic, this is not this is not that. Now, there are some businesses that also incorporate seasonality, especially for a manufacturing firm, right? There's something we call seasonality. And also, you as a modeler, you should be able to do this into the model. So we're also going to incorporate that seasonality. So let me call this. Now, so our January, right? Then our 1 here. So we're also going to incorporate that seasonality so that we see how you also incorporate that into your model. Because it's all about how the business operates. It's all about how business operates, right? So maybe let's say this is a typical manufacturing business, right? Just copying that in this format. So maybe let's say year one, maybe. So what we are saying now for the seasonality, we've projected that this business we sell 5,000 carton, right, this month. But because of the seasonality, there's some business that they are really more of season. Maybe during festive period, you realize that you tend to sell more. When there's no season, when there's no festival period, your sales tends to fall a little bit. Whenever it's close to some festive period, you see that you see significant rise in the sale of a product. That must also be reflected in your model. So let's say January 80%, February 70%, maybe March because of the festive period, Easter is coming and all those things. So maybe 100%. The same thing in April. So maybe May, students going back to school, you need to make that provision. June, let's say maybe June, things just tends to stabilize. People start saving up for the festive period to come, right? So I'm up to, as you can see the way I'm also relating to the whole thing. That's how you as a modeler, you also build your model. Even if they give you assumptions, you are also a financial advisor. You need to understand what is obtainable in the industry. Test it for reasonability, right? So September, things start to pick up. Then October, okay, let's say September, right? Maybe a student also resume back or something like that. I'm just creating this different story, right? About the truth is that's how I build my model when I'm building my model. So when a client is telling me this, I can still tell you that I feel this, I feel that. Yeah, you might be right, you might know the business more than I do, but this and this and this. So maybe December festive period 100%. So which means I must be able to factor this on this. So which means if I'm saying I'm going to my forecast is saying I will sell 5,000 this period, right? Let's say I will sell 5,000 in each of the period. Putting this seasonality is telling me that, hey, no, you might not be able to sell what up to what you forecasted. Now, that's the seasonality. Let's now go back to our first. So I'm going to just put this here, right? Okay, good. So let me copy this. Here. So this will now become, so maybe let me call this scenario 1. Professional. So scenario 1. Scenario 1. Then I'll call this scenario 2. So scenario 2. Now for the scenario 2, right? I've been able, assuming I've been able to obtain what the yearly growth would be. Right? Because I know that you might be like, oh, most time definitely the clients won't give me all this monthly growth. How do I go about it? You know what? If they can give me a yearly expectation, so yearly, so I call this yearly growth. Yearly growth. So let's assume. So assume they've given the management they've given me the yearly growth. So this will become here. So maybe they are saying in year 1, you know what, we'll grow by 10%. In year 2, maybe 12%. In year 3, 8.5%. Then the following period, 7.5. Maybe it tends to pick things up, invest more, and expand. Then 15% here. This is the growth. Right? As I said, the whole objective of modeling is to also what? Remove anything like human input. So now, I'm going to use a statistical function to be able to derive a monthly growth. And you'll be wondering, okay, how are we going to do that, right? So, assuming the client has given me this, first thing is I need what would be the standard? So let me say standard deviation. So I'm sorry, the truth is, as a modeler, you need understanding of statistics. Trust me. Trust me. So this one, I will just assume maybe a deviation of 2%. So in case you don't know much about standard deviation, you might just want to check. In layman, basically say, hey, I'll be maintaining a 10% across this period. Then the deviation is either, hey, it could be above 2%, below 10%, below 20%. So that's just more like, they also use it in when it comes to this marketing performance evaluation, right? So you're saying if someone that keeps selling 20 units every day, as compared to someone this today sold 1 unit, tomorrow will not sell, then the next 3 months, then maybe it's going to sell like 20 units. The following month, the following period, it's not going to sell again. So now like, okay, who do you think we prefer? Right. Okay. So if you have questions, you can just type in the chat box. Right. Okay. So as I said, we're going to share the recording with you. So don't worry, you don't need to do it after the training session. You can always go back to it, watch it, and do that out. Now there's now a formula we call normal distribution. So let me see. So the formula is called NOM and what is the normal distribution? Normal distribution. So for this one, we are going to use the normal distribution inf, right? It returns the inverse of the normal cumulative distribution for the specified mean and standard deviation. Right. So this, what would be my probability? So definitely, you know, our probability could either be 1 or 0, right? So what I'm going to do is I'll just use my rand function, which can give us 0 and 1, right? Comma, what's my mean? This is my mean, which is the growth the management they've given us. I'm going to keep the column constant. Then comma, what is my standard deviation, which is this other 2%, right? And I'll close the brackets and press enter. Let me put this in percent. So what this will give us is going to just give us a range that is achievable. So which means at the end, so the first month we said we do. So let me just copy this. Let me copy it down. So the reason I've been able to copy it down is because I've done my cell locking, right? So that's why you can see that. So which means by the end, I want to be able to see the average here. And you should still be able to mirror the average. So like this, and just copy this down. So which means, so we don't need for the first month. So the first month is out. So now, if you look at the average of what I'm getting here, this is approximately equal to what the management, what they've given me. So you can see that, see, there are so many different ways when it comes to you dealing with modeling. It's a reality of the business, right? So which means, but at the end, you can see the average. Now, if I keep pressing F9 because of the rand function, which is the different probability of F9, I can get different scenario from this, multiple scenario from this, right? So with this, they don't need to ask me how did I get this monthly growth. Hey, you know what? You're saying you maintain average growth of 10%. Now, I know most of us will do, even if you are breaking this down into monthly, into a monthly model, then it tends to just make everything 10% across. No, but let's follow the real business scenario and now that play out, right? Then the next question, someone might even say, hey, but this is annual and this is monthly. Well, if you want to divide it by 12 months, you can do that as well. But I will leave that to you. I will leave that to you. So now we've created scenario 1 and scenario 2, right? Then you can now go ahead and now do your scenario and the one that you are going to make. But the next question is, how do we now translate this into our monthly model? How do I transfer this into a monthly model such that it is very flexible? Yeah, this one people are saying I should slow down. Don't worry. As I said, I'm not fast, so don't worry. We'll share the recording with you so that you can also sit down with it yourself. Don't worry. All you just need to do is listen, understand the whole logic. So by the time you are watching the recording, you remember, oh, okay, he said this. If you have any question, just note it down. So by the time I'm done, you can just go ahead and ask. So now let's do our monthly. Let's assume I want to complete my monthly quantity. Right? Let me expand this. And then this. Under my column F. So let me assume I'm going to have my start date. My end date. My period count. So I also need my month count. Then I will also need my yearly period. Let me reduce this other guy. So structuring is very important when you are building your model. Let me say my end date. So let me say 31st of 12, 2023. And my model will start in January 1st. So the end date plus 1. Then I can use my e date, which is my start date, comma. My month is 1 month, so 1 will always be 1, right? So yeah, it's not good to type inside the formula, but 1 will always be 1. Then I need 60 months. So what I'm going to do is I'll just type 1 here, come to my Excel. I need 60 months. So use my fill, go to my series. I think this should be row, right? Yeah, this should be row. Then I'll put my stock value at 60. I click on OK. Yeah, so which means this will end 60, right? Month 60. So I can just click on the last column, Control Shift to the right arrow, so to the end of my Excel, and I can press my Control 0 to hide it. So which means I can see now that my Excel I've stopped my Excel here. So now this formula, I can just highlight it, add it to the end of the period. It's going to give me this. Right. This period plus 1. Calculation, everything here should be formula. And my month count is equal to, I just use my months formula, select it from my start date. So that will give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right. Then the next year we also start is on 1, 2, 3 to year 5, like that. Okay. For my year period, I just extract the year to year, extract the year from my date, and I have this, I extract that. Right. So date is very important. You definitely need this for you to be able to build a flexible model. So now let me freeze my panel. Yeah, right. So by the time I move to the right, I move to the left, I move down, and this is still shown. So I know yeah, most people don't like this grid line. Maybe we should remove the grid line. Yeah, that really love this grid line. Let me look for the color that white. Fine. Okay. Go down. Yeah. Okay. This is looking good. This is looking good. Okay. Now let's now get our quantity. Our quantity. So I want to forecast my quantity. I want to forecast my quantity. So the first one is my what? My forecast. Our quantity. The units. Maybe parts. Okay, let's call this parts. For this period, I'll just link that to the 5,000 that we have here. Right now, the next question is I need my monthly. My monthly is where it gets interesting, because which formula in Excel do I need to use such that it will see that hey, this is January 1st, right? 2024. It will come to this input worksheet and it will look for January, right? It will look for the month of January and look at 2024 and give me this 0%. It will come here again, look for month of February, that is 2024, come to this my range in my input and look for February again, that is in 2024. So that means that's the same thing it's going to do. And someone is already giving us that index and match. We definitely do that for us. Someone is saying VLOOKUP. Okay, I'm not sure VLOOKUP, but I think it's also a good suggestion. And in case you know how to use XLOOKUP, I'm sure that would be a good one. All right, but you also need to, whenever you are building your model, the end users, they might not have access to the latest Excel that has all this function. So index and match. Now let's see how that will work. So in case you don't know about index, you definitely might need to, right? Yeah, you guys are giving me great suggestions. So you might try that on your own too. As I said, it's finance, it's very, very flexible, right? More than you can get things done different ways. So what most people would have done, they will now decide to do this one after the other. They will type equal to here, come here, put this one here. They will now, I cannot imagine the time they would spend that. And you know the result of that? What if they now decide that, you know what, our business is not starting in January, we are going to start in March. So which means the first month of the business operation is not January, and you've automatically done your own in that way. So which means flexibility, 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 right? So I need equal to my index, and the first thing index is asking me is my array. And anytime you see array, basically what we want as the result. What we want as the result. So I'll just highlight everything here, that is what I want as a result. What I want as a result. So, comma. Then the next thing is I'll now need my match function. Match. Now, the match function, I need it to go and look for this year, which I'm going to keep the, okay, let me keep the row constant, comma. You should go and look for it where? You should go and look for it in the list of this our year that we've itemized here. I'm going to keep that constant, comma, and you should give me the exact match. I'll add another comma so that I can get the column, and I will now use another match function. So maybe if you don't know much about index and match, please, you need to, even if you don't know anything in Excel, as long as you're a financial modeler, you definitely need to. So now, this time, I now need to go and look for my month count, right, which I'm also going to keep the row constant, so in case I want to reuse the formula, comma, you should go and look for it in the list of all these months that we've itemized them. I'm also going to keep that constant, and it should give me the exact match, and I'll close my bracket 2 times and press enter. So now convert this into, let me format it into percent. If I drag it across, okay, so let's see if this is working. So number one thing is put the formula. So Excel is just garbage and garbage out, right? So which means if you've not done it correctly, that's the same thing you're also going to get. So looking at this, I think I've seen my mistake. So I forgot to lock the first array. So let me delete that and let me do it again. So that I really love these things twice. So equal to index. What we need first is this our what? Output. These are by the time the formula does the lookup and the thing. What do you want as a result? So I'm going to keep that constant, comma, then match function. Match function. I said I want to look for the current year up here. Comma, you should go and look for it in the list of the years that we've itemized there. Comma, and you give me the exact match. I'll close that bracket for the first one. Then comma, I need for the columns. Then I'm saying, hey, go again, go and match. Look for the months count. You should go and look for it in the what? In the list of the months number that we've itemized it. Keep it constant, and you should give me the exact match. Close my bracket twice, and I'll press my enter. So with this, if I copy everything to the right, look at what we are going to get. So let me just, okay, yeah. So 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. So it's always good you test so that you are sure your formula is working perfectly. So in January the second year, what am I getting? Starting in the first month, that is 3%, which is correct. So if I go to the next year and I look at that, 2%, this is the same thing, which is also correct. So you should be able to look through and make sure that, yes, it is taking the correct thing. So if I do this, my base period multiplied by my brackets 1 plus my growth rate. Drag that. So let me format this. So this is what I get. This is what I get. Now, I know most times we do our projection and we are saying yes, the business will keep increasing significantly like that from year one straight. But in business reality, especially if you are dealing with monthly model, it does not work like that. Right? And that's where we now need to introduce our seasonality. So let me put this percent here. So seasonality is also a percent. For seasonality, we're also going to use that same index and match. Yeah, so let me just copy this that format. Let me paste it here. Okay. So I'll put equal to my index. Said index, the first thing is looking for. So now this time we need our scenario, right? So this is the output. This is the result that I want. Keep that constant. Comma. Then it should match. It should match what? It should match the month count, which is the January to December. Then they go to the next year, right? And do the same thing. So which I'm going to keep that constant. comma, you should look for it in the list of this our month value. Keep it constant, and it should give us the exact match. And I click this twice, right? And if I drag this to the right, I think we should be able to get the same thing. So also, as I said, always make sure you confirm so that ensure that it's giving you exactly what you want. It's a garbage in, garbage out. If you do a mistake, definitely it's going to give you that your mistake output. Right? Right. So now, how do we now calculate our actual quantity? In fact, you know the interesting thing, we can also factor in capacity. So as I said, see, it's all about the reality of the business. Right? It's all about reality of the business. So let's assume, but let's do that. So I'm going to call this capacity. Right? Align this to the left. So that's okay, yeah. So let me align it to the left. Okay. So let's take a look at the capacity. Capacity concept. As I said, it's all about the reality of a business. We just need to, right? Okay. So now let's assume. So this is, let's say this is the production capacity. That is what they can produce and sell. So maybe this 2024. This 2024, okay, can this be applicable in a service industry which has different? Definitely, right? Okay, yes. Don't worry, we are on track. We're on track. So here, so the 5 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So where they have a capacity, right? Maybe maybe the maximum capacity they can produce and sell, right? Let's first look at what's this looking at. Well, you know, you definitely be building the reality of, let's say here, maybe 15,000. You can, which in a month they can produce and sell 15. They can produce and sell 15,000 packs, right? Okay, so maybe following period they still maintain this capacity. Then in year 3, maybe they decide to invest more and do stuff like that, right? So maybe they move it to 20 units, right? So 20 units, and you can keep this. So there you can add and incorporate things that are applicable in the real scenario of business. And you can then link this. So let me assume what's the actual quantity, right? So let's first calculate the actual quantity. So which will now be equal to what? The forecast quantity multiplied by what? Multiplied by the seasonality percent. So comma, and I can drag this across. Right? So for me to see the cumulative, so cumulative unit quantity or unit either way, quantity sold. So I'll just do this previous period plus the current period, and I can drag that over here. So which means we are saying if they start almost 4,000, at the end of the year 5, they should be able to sell almost 564,000 units. Right? So which means in case you now want to do what will be total unit that will be sold in this particular period, it's just easy for you to use your sum if to get that. And in fact, making it in looking at it, right? If you decide to plot this into a graph, now let's look at this actual quantity. By this, I just highlight everything and come here and insert a chart, recommended chart. I think I would love this line chart, and click on OK. Right? So let me cut this and put it in another worksheet, and let's see if this actually mirrors the reality of a typical business. Right? Maybe I can decide to change the month, but I think we can. Okay, let me change this month today so that this is looking good. So select data, and let me edit this so that we have the month showing. Yes. So we have this. Okay, so let me format it so that it's showing very well. So professionalism in everything you do, make sure you do it properly. So let me select my date format. So all this I'm doing, they are just basic Excel, please. In case you don't know, you might just take your time and add to your basic Excel knowledge. I'm not doing any magic. I'm not doing any magic. Please. Okay. Right. No, I don't. I want you to show. Proper. So let me see the interval. I don't like the bend. I don't like when I see this bend date on it too. So maybe interval. Okay, maybe I should make the interval 3 months so that it's quarterly. Okay, good. Perfect. So I don't like saying that dates in slides one. So let me add this. Let me add this hour. Add this. So this. I call that something like this. Okay, now but this chart I can just decide to play with the chart that I don't mind me. This is just me adding more to what we've done, right? So I think okay, so then we okay, good. Now you can see that it kind of makes sense like this because this is more like how a typical business works. If you take a business actual production, right? You take a look at, we decide to add a trend line, maybe a moving to period. So let me go for more options. Let me go for, I think 2 months or about, you can have like a 3 months, okay, moving average. Okay, yeah. So if I add a 3 month moving average to it, let's take a look at how this will look. So on quarterly basis, right? I add label, I decide to add data label to it. That decide to add data label. So data label might be scattered here and there, but the truth is, okay, let me take a look at few data label that we can add. So don't let's add to everything. So here I'm adding a data label here. So it's going to show me the actual quantity. So for this period, I can just decide to add and see how this just kind of mirror a realistic business operations. Right, data label, so it's easy to see, oh, this particular month we're going to have a drop. So it's more like a typical way the business operates, right? So there's no business that just maintain a straight line growth. No, it's not possible. And this is how you, as a business owner, this is how you even know what is going on in your business. So it's easy for you to pick this and say that, oh, if I taking a look at what we've had over the month, I think, well, this particular month, we usually have a significant drop in our units sold. What is happening? What do you think we can do? Oh, yeah, the purchasing power has dropped. Then what are the things that we can do so that we can still maintain a straight line thing, right? And most times when you get to a typical manufacturer and you want to see the true moving, that's why they usually use that moving average. Yes, in the actual sense, this is what you are going to see. You see this zigzag. So it's not as if it's just going to be a straight line. No, that's not the real business case. This is how you incorporate that monthly. So what's the strategy? Oh, we employed 10 marketing staff. The next thing is, what will be the effect on the figures? So if you put out your monthly model, the salaries, everything, the available staff in each month. Oh, this our cost will definitely increase, affect the profitability stand. But what if that cost increased and the inverse also affected our revenue? Then we get to gain more. So that is how you mirror the realistic part of business and building it monthly. So even if you want to do the same thing for your pricing, you do the same thing. It's easy for you to mirror what the performance of the business is on monthly basis. Get your working capital, working cash, do the same thing on monthly basis. So this is such a very flexible approach, right, that you can use. So this, you can decide to incorporate scenario so that they know, oh, which scenario are they using? Are they using scenario 1? Are they using scenario 2? All right. So, but when we do that scenario, our time is fast spent to be candid. But let's just see. So now, because this is what has been linked to my formula. So you know what I'm going to do. So I'll just copy this guy, put it here. So this becomes the scenario 1. scenario 1, now scenario 2, we still keep that the way we have it. So now this, so I'll just copy format here so that what we have here, because this is what has been linked to our calculation. So here I will delete this. Immediately I delete it, everything will then turn to the same thing, right? So what I'm going to do, I'll come here and I'll put my equal to. So let's assume so this will be the selected scenario. Selected scenario, which I will type 1 here. So I'm going to use, I'll just highlight the cell range at once. So equal to choose, right? This period, which is my index switch. So switch equal to then this guy, comma. So the scenario 1 and the scenario 2 case, and I'll press enter. So automatically flow in here. So what if you are using the scenario 2 case? If you are using the scenario 2 case, so look at how this looks, right? So if I keep pressing my F9, I'm sure you're going to see different thing, right? So the growth here just seems to be so really be so crazy, right? But as I said, yeah. So this is actually yearly. So maybe you want to adjust this for monthly, or you want to still incorporate this. I'll just leave that to you at your own your own command, right? But scenario 1, this which is the management, also I still prefer that one, right? But as I said, cases where you don't have that, that's where you just want to incorporate this your statistical approach to it, right? And for you to be able to get those monthly data. But most times, this monthly is very good. The business owner need to sit down with it themselves and be able to say, this month, this is how we plan to grow. This is how we plan to expand on monthly basis, right? And you should be able to have something realistic and something that mirror what is obtainable and what can be achieved, right? With incorporation of that seasonality. But this one we've not even incorporated capacity, right? But let's put our pen down here. I know, I mean, I'm getting response. My head is that. Anyway, so I will share the content. This will be shared with us, right? And you definitely have the time to be able to look through it and okay, if this could be work in a service, please use the period questions. Yeah, so as I said, be creative. One thing is, you know that this thing exists. You can use this approach, then you can now decide to go ahead and incorporate anything that can be incorporated into the business. As long as if it is the reality part of it, this is what we play out, incorporate it into the video, right? Granularity, yes, advise monthly, build out your income statement, balance sheet, everything monthly, then you can consolidate that into here. So yes, I know it's such an interesting one. I know some of us might not be able to catch up because of the speed and the timing that we are looking at. So I will drop my pen here. So in case you have any question, the next 5 to 10 minutes, we can just use our and use that. So you can either ask or you type in the chat box, which I feel that might be better, or either. But let me leave it to our hosts, all right, so that it can help us manage this.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you, everyone, for staying behind. So I want to quickly mention this before we proceed. Please, if you want the video or the material to be sent to you, kindly fill the form so that we can have your email, because ensure that you fill the form so we can have your email and send it across to you. The recording will be shared with you, just like Victor has mentioned, and just ensure that you fill the form that we have so that we can send it to you. All right, so thank you, Victor. So we will just quickly take questions. So if you have questions for Victor, apparently we have a couple of them already on the chat. Somebody asked if this could work. Somebody asked if it could work in a service-based organization. I'm just trying to roll back to the question. Can this be applicable in a service industry which has different strategic business units? Do you want to take that quickly?
Okay, yes, I think I responded to this already. So as I said, okay. Yes, it is. If it's applicable in the manufacturing, it's applicable in any business. Business is business as a whole. Trust me, yeah, just the model of the model that just seems to be different, but the truth is business, right? It generates revenue. This is how we generate it. These are the drivers, right? The same thing applies to manufacturing, the same thing applies to bank, insurance, and your own ability to understand the scenario, the industry, the space, and be able to translate it to the figures is what makes you a great model. So,
all right, thank you so much. There's a question. Someone raised his hand. Yusuf Oladele, I'm sure is one of the probably one of the just the name. Do you want to unmute yourself to ask your question? I have asked you to unmute.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you very much for the session. I'm actually Yusuf Olayinka, not Oladele, but I think Yusuf Oladele has many names to the participants, right? So thank you a lot, Mr. Victor, for this session. It was great and insightful, and I think I really picked a lot from this. And but one question, right? Maybe an observation that I noticed or that I wanted to make clarification on is the when a company is providing you with the yearly growth, like the other scenario, right, of like 10%, and we are using the SD to get the monthly growth rate. In the formula that we use in the working sheet, right, it was base year multiplied by the growth rate. Yeah, that's the base figure multiplied by 1, which means like moving forward, year 1, the first month is going to be referencing 5,000. The second month is going to be referencing 5,000. Third month is going to be referencing 512. So at the end of the month, like we are going to later use this figure as the annual. Is going to be, our output is going to be annually, right? So when we are putting in that figure as annual figure, is the growth rate still going to be achievable at that 10%? Because I'm looking at the calculations, right? In my head, I'm thinking it's going to be more than what the 10%, because looking at it, the first year is looking, the growth rate is looking at the first figure. Second month is looking at the next figure. Third month is looking at the next figure. So that way it is, should I say accumulating or cumulative, right? That at the end of the day, is it not going to be more than the forecasted 10% if we sum the total growth? Although the average growth might be around that amount, but the total growth, right, I think it might be more than that. And yeah, basically, I think using the capacity utilization, production, and price, definitely that would make a lot of sense, incorporating seasonality as well. So thank you very much for the session.
all right. So as I said, yeah, this is yearly. So definitely divide this by 12 so that it just give account to the monthly one. But for this other one, which we've used the actual monthly, if you sum it together, this so by the time you're saying, hey, in year 1, because we are taking the cumulative of everything. So here basically I'm saying my total unit to be sold will be 68,000, right? And if I sum up the growth, so the total growth here is even saying almost 27.5. So the next year, if I sum all these monthly growth together, it's giving me almost 36%. So you can definitely do the summation so that you get these actual values as you want, right? I hope that answers your question.
Yusuf, does that answer your question? Oh, okay, I think.
Okay, so yes, it does.
Okay, perfect. All right, well done. So Stanley asked a question, so I don't know if you saw it. Stanley, I think it's more like a follow-up on the initial question. Saying if this could work in a service-based organization, what would be the replacement of base quantity used in a production setting as you use as quantity?
Okay, so as I said, number one, before you build any model, you need to understand the industry. There's no magic to it. You need to understand how the business operates. If you don't understand how the business operates, definitely, you are not building a model for the business. I think you are just doing an artistic work. So yes, you need to understand the business, understand what drives the business. The whole concept, everything is applicable in every kind of business you are doing. right? But the truth is, you need to understand here this business, this is how they operate. How do I incorporate this? For example, component of revenue for any business is price and quantity. Now, if I go to a manufacturing, what they call price and quantity might be different from what banks will call their own price and quantity, what insurance will call their own price and quantity, what a service company will call their own price and quantity. But the truth is, that's the fundamental and it's applicable. Now, it's you now to be able to now understand that, oh, this is what this guy called price, this is what this guy called quantity. So for me to get the revenue, multiply the price by quantity. Yeah.
Thank you, Victor. So Stanley, you can just give a thumb up if the answer is suitable for you. So you can use the hand raising button. If you have any question, please use the hand raising button. I think there's Olayemi Yisao. I am asking you to unmute. So if you can unmute, you can ask your question. Olayemi Yisao.
Okay. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Victor. My name is Mr. Olayemi Ibrahim. I've benefited from your webinar before. Like, this is the second time I'll be joining your live webinar. Like, so it's quite true. Yeah, my question is this: just like this is an opportunity to ask questions and learn more. My question is there a distinctive difference between saying valuation and modeling? So there's like I like into modeling. Like, I did a modeling, like 3-statement model for someone. The person asked, okay, can I do the valuation? Then I was like, this company is a private company. Then I tried to like look out for like industries where the company is operating. So I did not really see competitors, let's say competitors that are even publicly traded companies, like listed companies. So it's quite more difficult for me to even look at any metrics to do the valuation. But then my question now is there a distinction between valuation and modeling? And then let's say we want to value a private company that is not like doesn't have any peers that are listed. So how do we go about that? Just a hint, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for that. So I don't know. I feel we should limit our question to the concept we are covering today, and I believe subsequently we should have a webinar on business valuation. So business valuation is a different concept on its own. Trust me. The fact that you are a financial modeler does not make you a business valuation analyst. So they are different entirely, right? Business as a business valuation analyst, it's not your own responsibility to build a forecast, right? Because you build a forecast, you do the valuation. In the valuation profession, that's not always right. So you see, in the valuation space, then we ask you to go and do your forecast yourself. Give us the forecast, and we will do the business valuation. So let's leave that to subsequent session where we can have that discussion on valuation. Right. Okay, so our time is really moving fast. I also look through the chat so that I'll just try and run the response. So please, could you recommend where to get data for project finance model? Project finance model, is there a data? As I said, project finance and modeling, they are practical. So number one, understand the concept, build different business case around it. You can build a business case yourself, model it, keep doing it, and I'm sure you get better at it. But it's not like a data analytics where you can go online and you see data here and the raw data where you can use that to practice. So project finance is realistic. So most project finance are definitely they are very, very confidential. So it's not something someone will just decide to put online. But I'm sure if you go online, if you look for case study, you should be able to get if you want to practice. Okay. So can we incorporate a combo box to control the switch? Definitely. So just try to manage our time. That's why we did not cover it. Okay. How does the time value of money affect the financial model? Okay, please, I think we should. so the reason why we build model is to be able to make provision for time value of money. So if you understand the fundamentals of financial model, I'm definitely sure that you know that time value is one of the reasons. Time value of money is one of the reasons we build models, and everything we do, we make sure we incorporate macroeconomic data to make provision for that. You can check any of my my previous videos on this on my YouTube channel. I'm sure you get more clarification So what are the main differences between historical and future risk? Okay, so I feel you might want to read more about this. We have limited time, so sorry I could not explain further. But historical wise, accountants, right, and futuristic wise, that's where we have finance. So risk, risk is risk. It's just different way it's being managed and it's being reported. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I think we will not be able to take more questions because of what we still have for you. So quickly, I would just like to speak to the opportunities and the offer that we have for you at Scenario Academy. Should you be interested in, and taking this beyond what you have learned here, Scenario Academy, offers such a wonderful content for you. And then also we have some, a surprise for you. Should you be interested, you can take advantage of the session to enjoy the discount, that 15% discount on our program. So if you're interested in learning more about financial modeling and business valuation, especially having to take a course that focuses on not just corporate but also startup. So this course is for you. It's an opportunity for you, and this, I promise you, is being facilitated by the best of the best. In terms of some of the perks and the advantage of having to take this course, as you can see, we have the online class, and then we also have the physical class. Our office is in Ikeja, Toyin Street. It's definitely a power back session. This is just a glimpse of what is to come. We also have we also support you should you also look forward to taking getting certified as a modeler. And then also, like I said, you just need to learn from the best, and the facilitator is actually a multi-award winning and certified instructor. Of course, you also enjoy the opportunity of being a member of our community after your training. So I'll just quickly glance through some of the curriculum in terms of what we have in the program. As you can see, for Module 1, it covers the component of revenue and costs. And then, we move into Module 2, which is all about model drivers and financial information. And a couple of questions which we've been getting is, there'll be a lot of people who are most likely business owners and have little or no experience in finance. And one beautiful thing is that we pick it up from the foundation and and then we build it from ground up. So you also have advanced accounting and finance concepts as part of the module, financial statement structuring and advanced analysis, the model build toolkit and forecasting factor, corporate model input and forecasting method. We also have, you're also going to learn how to build a complete model from scratch, 3-statement corporate model build. You have the startup investment evaluation ratio and valuation, as well as corporate business valuation. So you can see a lot of concepts, weighted average cost of capital, terminal value, EBITDA, and DCF and the like. So we have, a lot in offer for you should you be, willing to take it beyond what you have learned here. You can also, look at our website to obtain the curriculum and, read more about it. Like I said, if you're interested, you can take advantage of our discount. We have a 15% discount, and the discount code is SAMSCL. So yes, before we proceed, I would like to quickly show you what our schedule looks like. Financial modeling and business valuation with advanced Excel. We have both the online and the physical class, and then it starts. The online class starts on the 4th of May, which is a Saturday, and then it runs for 5 weeks, Saturday and Sunday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then we have the weekday also. The weekday, which is a physical class, starts on the 8th of June. So couple of other programs that we have that you can also take advantage of. We have Microsoft Excel, Power BI, and SQL. We have both the physical and the online class. You can also visit our website to get more information. We also offer data science and machine learning with Python. And I can promise you that most of our courses are pretty much focused on, building out projects that are focused on important industries that we have. So before I move on, I would like to invite Alice to speak about the Sterling Bank EduBank program. And Sterling Bank EduBank program helps you to learn and pay small. So I don't know if Alice can hear me. Alice, are you here? You can raise your hand, use the hand raising button if you are here, Alice. Hi, Alice, are you there? Hello, Alice. Okay, while we wait for Alice, if you have any question regarding our program regarding our program, please feel free to ask while we wait for Alice to speak about the Sterling Bank EduBank program that enables you to or allow you approve. Yeah, I'm not sure Alice is on the call. But Alice, if you can hear me, please use the hand raising button or drop a message in the chat. I'll definitely pick you up. Oh, you're on the call. Okay. Can you request for... Oh, you can't unmute. Okay. Hang on a minute. I'm going to just unmute everyone. Or allow you to unmute. Just hang on. Yeah. So you should be able to unmute now, Alice. Can you try to unmute now?
Okay, I just did. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, good afternoon. Hi.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. My name is Alice Abutu. I'm the partnership officer at EduBank. EduBank is an arm of Sterling that caters for tuition finance. So for the section, like it's been very impactful. Like I've learned a lot, and I don't know, I think I'm going to enroll because I really like what I'm saying. Yes. And your program is actually very robust. So I'm going to just talk about what we do at EduBank and then our offerings. So the vision that we have at EduBank is to create an ecosystem where quality education is actually affordable to everyone. Quality education is within the reach of everyone. So EduBank, we are an edtech startup that is focused on solving basic human capital problem and giving everybody access to quality and affordable education. So EduBank is more focused on impact and not, of course, every institution is built to make profits, but EduBank is focused on impact. What impact have we made? How are we touching lives? This is what brought about or what bettered EduBank. So like I said earlier, Sterling actually has 5 arms. It's called the heart section. The H for the heart is for health. The E is education. A is agriculture. R is renewable energy. Then T is transportation. So the E for education is where EduBank falls under. So I'm just saying this so that because you might actually get an email from me and then you're wondering, I've just checked Alice's email. What I'm saying is Alice from heart section. So I just said, let me explain that so you don't get confused. So we've been able to identify some challenges in the educational space, like schools not having proper curriculum, poor salaries to teachers and learners, also income, balance of household income as against what you can actually put aside to learn. But the funny thing is, if you don't learn, you can't actually get better to be able to afford basic things. So EduBank is here to bridge that gap, to say, if your fees is maybe ₦1 million, you can afford to pay ₦1 million at once, we would pay your fees, and then you will pay back to us with a little margin, and then you pay little by little to us. So currently, EduBank can give 5 million for a year, and then you can give as much as 5 million. But the only thing is, EduBank loan is only for educational purpose. So because we can actually give 5 million does not mean, oh, if you have a need that is maybe your school fees is maybe around 200,000, but you have a personal need of about maybe 400,000, then you now apply for loan, we'll not give you. We can only cater for only educational need, because we'll actually request for invoice from the school. So we can give as much as 5 million naira, and you can pay in installments. Was depending on what you choose. You can pay in 4 months' time, you can pay in 6 months' time, you can pay in 12 months' time, depending on what you actually want. You can actually access EduBank via our website, edubank.ng, and then you click on our product, EdPay. EdPay is what caters for tuition finance payment. So once you sign up and you choose EdPay, you go there and you choose Scenario Academics. So once you choose Scenario, to tell you which of Scenario's course you actually want to take. So once you take that course, you are good to go. So the only thing that our platform asks for, our platform will make sure that you have a Sterling Bank account. And that Sterling Bank account must actually be a current account, because a current account is the only account you can actually use to run loan as at today. So once you actually have a valid or a proper current account with us and you sign in successfully, you move into the next stage that asks for eligibility criteria. The eligibility criteria is just to make sure that you don't have a pending loan running somewhere else, or you don't have a bad loan somewhere else. So once we check that, oh, you don't have a pending loan that you've not paid yet, and then you're defaulting, or you don't have a bad loan, or maybe you've actually assessed loan that you're even paying, and then if we grant you this one, it will be too much for you. And even if you have a loan running somewhere else, it doesn't mean you still can access EduBank loan. You can access EduBank loan. But the thing is, you might just not be able to assess the amount, the total amount that you are actually at that point, the total amount that you might want to get, but you can still assess something. So like I said, our loan is for 4 months, 8 months, and 12 months. And you can get as much as 5 million. And you can pay for more than a course. It doesn't mean because you've actually assessed, maybe you've taken one of their courses, maybe one course for, maybe the one for BI, the one for Power BI for 120,000, and you are still on it. It doesn't mean you cannot take the one for Advanced Excel. You can do that as long as it is still within as long as you still have the liberty to take your capacity allows you to assess that. If we require, because we are going to ask for maybe your salary account. If you're a businessman, of course, your business account. If we run by your salary account and we see that you still have limits, you still have the limit to assess more than a course, you can do that. You can do that and then choose the tenure you want. And our loan is actually for 26% as of today, 26% per annum. That is what we price our loaners. So I'm going to leave it here. And then if you have further questions, my name is Alice, and my email, I'm going to drop my email on the chat box, alice.abutu@sterling.ng. If you have further questions, if you have any challenge, please reach out to me. I'll respond to you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Alice. Thank you so much. Thank you for that beautiful session, and we can't wait to have you in class. So just to pick it up from where Alice stopped, if you have any question for Alice, if you have any question for me or for us, please feel free. David, you're raising your hand. Do you want to unmute yourself? David Eniwo.
Actually, it's Donald.
Oh, sorry, Donald. Apologies. Apologies. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Very eye-opening session. Financial modeling is something I've been interested in, but I didn't know where to start. My question is, what level of expertise in Excel does one need to have to go into to take this course? Because during the session, some of the formulas that the instructor was putting up, it's not like they were, but it was moving a bit fast and one could not quite keep up. So I just wanted to know what level of Excel know-how does one need to have to take this course?
So at least the basic Excel, I mean, you actually must know how to use Excel, right? The basic Excel, even though the training offered the opportunity to pick up on some of the basic, techniques in Excel. And so meaning that you don't have to be an expert or, an intermediate, advanced user before you can, take the course. So the course also offers a lot of opportunities that, where we get to pick up some of the basic tools in Excel. You might not be able to go extensively, but at least it still, goes back to exploring some of the basic tools in Excel.
All right. And my second question, I know there's something about 9-week internship attached.
Yeah, so the internship actually, is targeted at the data analytics and data analytics and data science, not for the financial modeling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the beauty of the program is that there's this community, that comes with the training and a lot of, projects and a couple of other things that are being explored. And, it's really something that you're really going to join, and it's a community that I'm sure you can't wait to be a part of.
Of course. Then finally, since will it be better to just take the Excel Power BI SQL course first before the financial modeling course, or one
You
can
would
just
need
go
to access you can speak to us to access your capability in Excel, and then we'll advise you appropriately.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then I think I'll just reach out to you guys to find out more.
Yeah. So you can go to our website if you want to, learn more. You can go to our website. You can go to our website, or you can call any of our numbers or chat us on WhatsApp, and someone will be available to speak to you. Yeah. Samuel,
Thank you.
Thank you, Donald. Samuel, do you Samuel? Can
Yes,
you unmute? Thank you.
yes. Good evening, everyone.
Hi, Samuel. Good evening.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you very much for this session. Actually, I just joined, a couple of minutes ago. So, yeah, I have a couple of questions to ask, especially Alice. She has not dropped her email address or contact number. I would like to, talk to her after this program, so that I can ask some questions and make some clarifications in respect of the EduBank loan, that I have some personal questions. Then, yes, for this particular session, I understand it is recorded. Can we have a recorded version after this video? That's number one. Number two, do you guys have like a WhatsApp group where you update communities about your training program, so that at least we can take advantage of your training programs? I'm hearing this for the first time. So some of us might want to participate in your substance programs. Do you have any community like a WhatsApp group? Like I used to have a WhatsApp group like that, where some of these guys update us on their what's it called, their training modules, and people that want to participate will just signify interest. I don't know if you have one.
Yes, of course, definitely we do. We have a large community. and it will be definitely shared with you. We have a large open community, and where people catch up on our event, some of our programs and complimentary sessions, and also stay up to date with our schedule so they can take advantage of our trainings. So all you need to do is to fill the form. There's a form that was shared. Endeavor to fill that form, and then you would be able to get information about how to join. And I think there's a link to the community. I think someone will share the link to the community now. So if you can share the link to the community for people to join. Somebody asked about our addressing.
How do I access the form, please?
The form is on the group. Just scroll up. I'm going to copy it and paste it again. It's on the chat. It's on the chat.
Okay.
So I'm sending it again so you can see it to everyone.
Okay.
All right, and so that's the form. So you can fill the form, and someone will reach out to you. I'll send you the link to join the community so you can, stay up to date.
Okay, thanks very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah. So okay, so that's Samuel. John, do you want to go ahead?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for the session so far. I want to ask a question regarding the cost for the financial modeling course. So I understand that we have a 15% discount.
That's correct.
Can we pay in installments? And if yes, is there a required amounts that we have to pay in installments? And is there a specific number of months or days that we have to pay the money balance?
Yeah, so I think most of those details will be provided to you by a member of our team, but yes, you can pay in installment, and the initial installment, I think it's up to 60 to 70%. Yes, you can pay installment, but if you are taking advantage of the discount, then you definitely have to pay as high as 70% for initial installment. Yeah, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. You're welcome. So another person, I'm just going to ask you to unmute. I don't know who the person is, was one of the Yusuf Oladele. Please go ahead. Ask you to unmute. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, good afternoon.
My name is Tohib, and I would like to say this session is very impactful. Like, it's been what I've been looking out for since about a year now, but I've not been able to, get where to learn it and explain it more better like this. Our anchor has done it today. Thank you so very much. My question is about the pay section. In a case, if somebody like me that cannot join face-to-face, that can only do online, and the online as well, it's on Saturday and Sunday. Sometimes I may not be able to meet up. What are the best situations? Will there be any recording session that we can always go back and watch? That is the focus question. The second question is okay, do you want to answer that first?
Go ahead.
Okay. The second question is, are we going to have some kind of hand-on project, to showcase what we have learned, or some kind of assignments, or some kind of what we can always go back to check and come back to submit at the end of the day? The third one is, it has to be with mentorship. Most time, these courses like this are, self-learning sometimes. So do we have like a mentor that we can always run to in case if there is any issue that we might encounter in the course of learning? The last one is community in a situation whereby we have just people that are learning the course that can always come together to say, okay, before the class begins or after the class, we can always come back to ask ourselves questions and help ourselves out in any kind of situation that are pertaining to the learning. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So there are 3 questions you spoke about, if in a case where you miss your course. I want to mention this, whether you take the online or the physical classes, we record all of our classes, so you can go back to it and rewatch. Right, so you will have that covered. We record all of our classes and make it available even immediately after the class. So if the class ends at 7 p.m., you get a video. Latest an hour after, you get a video. Right. So yes, you are covered in that aspect. You have recording to fall back to in case you miss any session. And beyond that, if you are even watching the video of the session that you miss, you have the instructor within the same WhatsApp group that you can always drop a message on the group, and then he will answer you, right? So I mean, he or she will answer you. All right. So so you have that that is covered. And then the second item you mentioned is the mentored learning approach. Yeah, it's one of the things I didn't mention. So our approach to training is a kind of mentor learning approach. We also understand the capability of a lot of people. Some people, our capabilities are different. And also a lot of us just would like to be, you just want to be we need someone who can handhold us. So this is why we are here, and this is why we are different, and we kind of approach our training as partner, right? As partner in knowledge acquisition. So it's not a student instructor approach, it's like a community learning approach, right? So yeah, definitely, it's a bit of some kind of hand-holding approach to how we learn and how we learn together. And then for the third aspect, which is the community, I can tell you that from the first day, after the first day of the class, everybody within all the participants, they take ownership of the training, they take ownership of the group. And one thing we usually do is that we set up accountability partners. So beyond the fact that the entire class itself is a group, there are also subgroups that, help each other as accountability partners in learning. So, and then, the interesting part is that at the end of the training, there's a way the group becomes some kind of friends for life, or kind of alumni for life, and you begin to observe situations where student or participant drop in project, or there's a project, this is a project finance, you can take a go at it. Shoot, if you need help, reach out to me. People ask questions, how do I do this? Both instructors as well as ex-students, they jump on them and help out. So we are actually operating as a community and not just an institution. So I believe that you can hold me by my words and remind me if you do not meet it the way I've described it.
All right. The next thing that I would like to talk about is the price. You made mention of 15% off. Has the 15% been deducted from the 150,000 naira yet, or? So
if you want to register online, the price you are going to see is 150,000. But the moment you at the point of registration, if you apply this discount code, it's going to take away 15%. So whatever is left, you can pay.
All right, I think that's all for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So the next person, the next Yusuf Oladele, I've asked you to unmute. Please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. And my name is Akinwale Oyeleke, not actually Yusuf Oladele. I don't know why it's removing
Yeah,
that out.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the session. Really impactful to even be a free class. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. My question is about the financial modeling and business valuation course. I've actually gone through the course content, and I think it adequately covers one of the certification exam, Financial Modeling Institute. And from this place, I saw that you are offering certification support. Now, my question is, do you have any ongoing certification class preparing students towards the next certification exam coming up, I think on May 11th or so? Do you have any ongoing class page that anyone can join to prepare for this exam? If you do have, can you please share the link, the cost, and everything?
Okay, so you need to speak with one of our executives. So just the way the curriculum is prepares you for the certification. However, if you want to take it beyond just the class itself, just if you want a bit more support towards the exam, there's a close group that we also offer. There's a close group we also offer, as much as the community, the class itself, offer support, but there's also a close group that we offer, in partnership with, our instructor who is a multiple certified instructor. There's this closely support group, close group that we also have that have, that targets build up to certification. So that you would have to speak with one of our executives. I'm going to drop the numbers here so you can speak with any one of them. So you can have a bit more, detailed conversation with, with them. So I'm just going to drop the number here. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah. The last Yusuf Oladele.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Busayo. I don't know why why everybody's beginning Yusuf. No problem. I really want to, although I actually joined late, but since there's going to be a recorded session, I'm good with that. So everybody can just go over that and check what has been learned so far. Now I'm coming from the angle of EduBank. I know of academy that runs financial modeling also in Lagos, although I'm in Ibadan. And there is a bank that partnered with that academy. And what they do is that they pay like 30-40% of anybody that wants to subscribe for the program. So I'm just asking, why coming from the angle of subscribing to a loan rather than subsidizing the cost of anybody that is interested, so that you just be one pay off? Like now, somebody that is taking, you have already taken off 50% and is there about around 87 there about. If you can pay 20, why not somebody pay 50 straight and 70 straight at the go, instead of going through assessing a loan and paying back with interest? This will make more people able to subscribe to the program. I think you get what I'm saying.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for your submission. Yeah, of course. Yeah, thanks for your submission. But there's something I just want to point out here. You can do a comparison and do a kind of market survey, and you find out that the course itself is a giveaway. When we started out in 2019, the intention is to democratize knowledge. And, it just happened that, the idea actually morphed into an academy. And as I have mentioned earlier, we still operate with the community mentality and not just a full-scale, institution that is kind of profit-driven, and taking the eyes away on the value that is being offered. I can tell you that we can give you people you can speak with who are taking our course, this financial modeling course. A few of them are actually even on the program. I wish we had enough time for them to speak. So this is already almost like a giveaway, right? And we also understanding the current economic challenge, we decided to partner with EduBank to see how people can still take advantage of the course and spread the payment over time. So like I said, if would have to discount the program for you, maybe have a partner to support the payment of the program for you, you probably will not be charging this cost, right? I hope you understand me. Sorry, I did take
Busayo.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I really know that you are constraining everybody. I know that, but
Yes.
I'm just coming from the angle of if they also could be of help, so that by the time we just had what we are taking over. I mean, the EduBank now. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about EduBank. If they can pay or subsidize, then we can now pay in. Not going to be installment again. Got to be a full remaining amount that is left on the tuition fee. That's what I'm coming from.
Yeah, I understand you. So don't worry, just join our community, and then you stay up to date with some of the opportunities that we may have for you.
All right.
Yeah. But thank you. Any more question before we call it a day? Any more question?
Hello, I have a question, please.
Yes, please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Oduayo Akoni.
Yeah, hi, Oduayo.
I'm a current student at Scenario Academy, but I'm an online student. So I have a question with regards to the course. So I applied for the internship. However, I'm also interested in this course. How do you think I can go about it? Can I pay for this one, and maybe after the internship, then I can go ahead on this one? Or what's the plan for people like us, please?
Okay. So well, I don't know your capacity, but what I know is that it's not impossible to take this course and the internship in parallel. The internship it runs during the week, and there's usually a weekly check-in. So, and it doesn't affect or impact the weekend course. This course is a weekend course. The online course is a weekend course, Saturday and Sunday, 2 hours a day. So I have no doubt, except you maybe very busy, or you have very punishing schedule, then maybe that can actually influence your decision. But like I said, it's a course that you can do. You can actually do both in parallel. Take your internship. Internship is a weekday session with weekday check-ins, and then the course itself is a weekend session. And then the beauty of this is that it just helps you to move on the same on the same trajectory that you are going, and then you begin to, and you get to continue to, because some of the things that you learn in the online class, which is take for example the Excel class, especially the Excel class, the Excel and the Power BI class, a lot of the knowledge that you have acquired are definitely applicable. I mean, just to for the knowledge of those who really do not know so much about our program, our data analytics program, we offer data analytics program that teaches SQL, Excel, and Power BI, and they are quite extensive. Of course, yes, we could be limited with time, but they are quite extensive. The Excel takes you to the basics, from some of the basic functions to VLOOKUP, index match, HLOOKUP, referencing, which is the key concept of Excel. Once you know referencing, then you definitely have unlocked, the other stuffs in Excel. So index match, logical functions, power pivot, power query, so a lot of other functions or other modules in Excel that are features in Excel that you also get to learn. And then you easily transition into Power BI, which would probably give you that soft landing. The Excel will give you soft landing to Power BI, and then SQL. So, like I said, some of those knowledge that you have acquired are pretty much required, and it would really make sense for you to put them into use by enrolling for this program. And except your capacity is unable to accommodate it, I believe that from my own point of view, you can definitely run both in parallel since they do not clash with each other. Hi, Odoya, does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, then. Thank you. Tohib, go ahead, please.
Oh, sorry, you've answered my my question. It's just that I had to rename my name from Oladele to
Tohib. Okay, all right, then that's fine. So there's a Tohib Hassan and there's a Tohib Bamigboye. Tohib Bamigboye.
Okay, I think mine is Tohib Hassan.
Okay, I don't really have much. Hello, sir. I don't really have much question. I just want to ask for the recording of the class so we can go through it, and then from there we can do the needful.
Yeah, just ensure that you fill the form. There's a form. So there's a form that was shared. I'm going to share it again. Ensure you fill that form. If you have filled that form, then you definitely will get the recording. Anybody else? Any more questions?
Okay, sir, please, where can I get the form? Okay.
Yeah, I have shared it, yes. Any more questions before we call it a day?
Yes, good evening. Thank you for your session, for the time. We really appreciate you. I just want to be sure how we are going to get the code. The discount code.
Yeah, so this is the discount code here. It will also be shared with you if you fill that form, but this is the discount code here. You can write it down. If you go to our website, scenarioacademy.com, and then you fill the form, and you fill the form. And there's something I also wanted to mention. There's this question we often get, on how financial analysts or finance people, accountants can leverage data like this, or especially Power BI for analysis. As you can see here, this is financial reports being designed with Power BI. Power BI is one of the tools that we teach, and we likely focus on the mix of finance, as likely focus on commercial in terms of marketing analysis, marketing and sales analysis, as well as financial analysis as well. So you can get it wrong if you register if you take advantage of our data analysis class as well. Back to this is the code. You can make use of it. SAMSCL, you see where to apply a discount code on our website after you register. And once you apply it, you would use it to take advantage of the discount. Mind you definitely will get an email, provided that you register or you fill that form. Get an email that will also supply you this code and also let you know when it will expire. Yeah, Ebuka, please go on.
Hello, good evening. My question is pretty much straightforward. I wanted to ask, is there a way the Excel sheet that was used for this training can be shared with us? That's pretty much it.
Yeah, so just fill the form. Ensure you fill the form. Yeah, somebody is asking for the code again. So the code is SAMSCL. Yeah, that's it. It will also be emailed to you, provided that you fill that form. Yeah, Ebuka, does that answer your question? Are you good?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
All right. Any other question before we go? All right. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Victor. We really appreciate you, and thanks for coming through. And thanks to everyone for staying behind. I believe you all have amazing session, and we look forward to seeing you in class. If you have any more questions or clarifications, you can always reach out to us on WhatsApp, on Instagram, and on our website. You will be able to get more information about our trainings, our schedule. Fill the community form, and you'll be onboarded into our community, and we definitely will be sharing with you our schedule, our timeline, and all that we have in offering for you. So if there are no more questions, I think we can call it a day. If you have filled that form, be rest assured that the recording and the material will be shared with you. And also, if you're still trying to make up your mind on getting trained with us, you can always reach out to us. You can always reach out to us. Myself and the rest of the team will be pretty much available to answer any question that you may have. So thank you very much. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. See you in class.
All right. Thank you. See you in class. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you too.